Hey, good afternoon. Happy Friday. It's Brandon Devnish from i3dTHEMES. Hope you had a fantastic week. You know, every once in a while, our major projects go through a design and development restart. You know, we finish one major project and then we move on to the next one. Just so happens this week, both the design and code labs, our projects coincided on another start. You know, in the design lab, Colin was able to clear off some major projects and bring in some smaller projects in from the wings and take them on this week. In addition, he started his development for his next website template. Now, this is really exciting stuff. This is just the research phase, but he's going to be incorporating or trying to incorporate something called cinema graphics. And this is where you have a still of some sorts, like an image, a photo, a stock image, and then have just one part of it animated. So we're really looking forward to how that's going to work out. First of all, I've never heard of this before. It sounds awesome. Sounds cutting edge, and in fact, this is where Colin is taking some very cutting edge user experience and user interface design and incorporating it into a product that your average consumer, such as yourself, can take on rather than hiring a development firm for $5, $10, $15, $25,000 to develop something like this. You get to take advantage of this through a website template, and that's really what our website templates are all about. In the code lab, well, the week started off as it typically does, but on Tuesday, which was really quite awesome, I shared my Geek Out video. Now, this Geek Out video, well, let's just put it this way. This is a side project that I've been really interested in, and it is, well, let's just say, if you really dig the idea of robots doing your household chores, and you have a lawn that you maybe don't love cutting every single week, check this video out. Something arrived in the mail. The real mail, the physical mail. Some assembly required, and I'm totally stoked about this. I'm going to be taking time-lapse photos of the progress. But anyways, check that out. In the actual code lab itself, we started work this week on, that's right, the Accelerator WordPress plugin. We've completed the first phase of development of Accelerator as a website plugin. And if you don't know what Accelerator is, it is essentially something you install to your website that instantly optimizes the entire website, every single page, for Google page speed. And why this is important, well, page speed optimization really is the new SEO. Now, you can get your keywords done right and your content in your page and your linking structure and all that kind of stuff. But if your page runs slow, you probably figured this out when you've ever come up against a slow web page. You clicked on a link and you're waiting, and it takes a long time or it takes a while. You're likely to back out, and this is bad for two things. First thing is, for search engine results. If your competition is all ranked faster than you, they've got faster websites, faster web pages, and you've got a slow one. In the end, really, all things else considered equal, they're going to be ranked better than you because your site is slow. And Google wants to provide results that are relevant, but also that people aren't going to back out of because, or abandon because it's too slow. So that's one reason. The other thing is that even if you have links from other places, maybe you don't even rely on Google, which would be weird, right? But if you didn't, maybe you just word of mouth or links from other sites or links from your Facebook page or whatever. If somebody goes to click on something and follow it and it just takes too long, people are going to bug out. And honestly, as web developers and do-it-yourself webmasters, you owe it to your visitors to give them some respect because their time is valuable. Their time is valuable. Yours is also valuable, but their time is valuable. And if they've taken the trouble to click on a link to come to your website and they get out of there because your site is too slow, you've wasted their time and you've wasted your opportunity. So that's what Accelerator does. It basically fixes everything that has to do with speed. It prioritizes all sorts of different loading assets, optimizes images, optimizes all your CSS, your JavaScript, your HTML, and it just does it all for you just by turning on the plugin. It's actually really awesome. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be developing a WordPress plugin version of Accelerator. And as WordPress runs like 25% of the internet, yeah, that's right, 25% of websites run WordPress. There's nothing out there that does this for them. There's some that do little bits of this, but nothing that sees the whole picture. this is going to be a very good plugin for that platform, because WordPress is a huge system. There's like 500,000, and I'm not exaggerating. Okay, it's actually 484,000 lines of code in the WordPress core. Now you throw plugins on top of that and your theme on top of that, and you are up over 500,000 lines of code. But it's a big CMS system. It is immensely powerful, but it's also a little on the slow side. And WordPress themes they're not designed to be page speed optimized. So that's where Accelerator is going to come in. So we'll see who finishes their major project first, whether or not Colin gets his new website template out first, or I get the WordPress plugin of Accelerator out first. Maybe we'll have a little race and a little friendly competition. I hadn't considered that. Maybe I'm going to have to work longer hours. Anyways, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and no major pranks are pulled on you tomorrow, being April 1st. It looks like springtime has finally hit here in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. I think we're actually going to try to spend the weekend not huddled up inside, because I think the sun is going to shine and we might get a chance to actually cut our lawns. Or maybe try a robot cutting our lawns this weekend. Anyways, thanks so much for joining me. We will talk to you again next week.